Okay, so this week for the reading log assignment, we were to choose a book who won the Coretta Scott King Award. So I decided to choose Thank You, Omu, written by Ogemura. It was a winner of the 2019 John Steptoe Award for New Talent, which is like a subcategory of the Coretta Scott King Award. And it was based on the illustrations from the award that it got. Um, the genre is contemporary realistic fiction, cultural diversity, and a picture storybook. Um, this story, it's about an elderly lady named Omu who makes a pot of red stew and shares with many strangers. She has different people like a young boy, a policewoman, hot dog vendor, and many others show up at her home. And while she hesitates to share at first, she does openly, and at the end of the story, she was left with no dinner after sharing, but all these people came back and with thank you cards and food and happiness to fill Omu's home and her heart. So something about this story is that it has full page illustrations, and there's a little description in the back. It's right here, and it told us all about how the illustrations were made. It said they used acrylics, they used book cutouts, pastels, patterned paper, and I thought that was really cool because as you can see in here that there's maps cut out, there's other let me find one, like right here there's different like parts of a book cut out, and I thought that was really interesting, and the colors give off like a homey rustic feeling of like you being at your grandma's house, which it also says on the back of the book that in the Nigerian language, Omu means queen. So I like that it kind of gave us the little meaning behind that as well. This book sends the message that many preach, known as sharing as caring. Omu was sad at first when all of her stew was gone, but while her pot was empty, her heart was full of love and the joy at the end. It also sends a message that kindness will be repaid. I think this book is perfect for young classes like preschool, kindergarten, to teach and review why sharing and kindness is so important. The story reminds me of when one time in first grade we weren't sharing the playground equipment, so they completely roped it off. I know they pulled us aside and tried to talk to us about what sharing is, but none of us really understood the concept. But I think if they had used a book like Thank You, Omu, or something similar, it would have gotten the message across a lot more effectively. The activity I have would be for either a preschool, kindergarten, first grade class, and you could either do this to learn about sharing, or you could use it as a reminder of sharing. Like if sharing becomes an issue in the class, I would sit down, read the story with them, and then I would have them all draw a picture of a time where they shared or someone shared with them. And then after that, we would display them, and we would sit down together and we would come up with words that or descriptors of how sharing or being shared with made us feel. And I would put an audible into board, and it would say, sharing makes me feel, and it'd be like amazing, wonderful, special, loved, cared for, and things like that. That way that we kind of teach them at a young age why sharing is so important.